nerve damage going on. You need to go get an MRI. And once I got the MRI, it came back. The doc was like, I got some good news and bad news. He was like, the good news is that you don't have cancer, so therefore it can't metastasize. It becomes something else. However, your life is still in danger because you have a tumor the size of a golf ball that's on your brain, sitting on all your nerves and everything like that. And they were just like, we don't know how you function in some cases. Your heart rate being 35, that's like cardiac arrest. Like the way it was sitting was so big and had my brain shifted. Like my brain literally was shifted over to the right side.
Man, listen. I remember the picture that you sent. Yeah. And it was, because I didn't know that you was going through this. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think.
We ain't talking about that. We just keeping it moving.
Right.
Ain't nothing perfect in this thing called life. We've been through our ups and downs just to make things right. Yeah, my phone be blowing up.
Bismillah, here we go. Nasheed and Amir back in the house.
Man, a whole year later, man. We here.
It's been a year?
It's been a year, bro.
Over a year.
Oh, actually, over a year, and a lot of things have expired in that last year.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
Expired, whatever.
One of those things that happened, man, that I really hopefully can talk about today is we got to get into it right now because there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I really got to get off my chest.
Okay.
But I really want to talk about recovery, man.
Recovery.
Because I know, what you just went through, man.
Man, still going through. In fact, transitioning into the recovery right now. So yeah, let's talk about it. What would you like to start with? You want to start with me right now?
That's what I'm saying. I got some other stuff that I want to get off my chest.
So okay, let's
get that stuff off my chest first, and maybe we could, segue into talking about because it's heavy.
Okay.
What you going through? It's some heavy shit, man. For real.
And you know one thing like I say though, mashallah, alhamdulillah, la hawla quwwata illa billah. I don't look like what I've been through. Or what I've been going through. I don't think.
See, you finna go into it. Nah, hold on. Let me talk about this first.
All right,
so the other day, my daughter came to me and she was like, Daddy, why does polygamy work for some and don't work for others? All right? And I thought about it and I was like, baby, them niggas talk too much. I said, baby, them niggas talk too much. They want to talk about how they feel. They want to tell one woman how they feel and all this other stuff. And I mean, she want to hear that stuff, but you ain't really got to go into detail. And then they talk about what's happening at the other house. I said,
you should not do that.
You shouldn't do that. Man. I thought maybe them niggas talk too much. Because then when things get good over here at this house, this wife still got issues with, you know what I'm saying,
right,
with that lady because they made you feel bad. See, in most relationships, couples, I'm gonna say couples, but in this situation, women get possessive and they're really concerned about their husband feeling bad or their husband, you know what I'm saying?
Being mistreated.
Right, exactly. And if he being mistreated by even his wife, like she got an issue with it. The other wife got an issue with it. So yeah, she told me, it was like, I was like, them niggas talk too much. And then she says, but Daddy, you're not a talker. She said, Daddy, you're not a talker. So when you said you was gonna get a podcast, I was like,
Well, I mean, maybe there's levels to
Nah, boy, that shit was funny because that's my daughter and she know me, right? Also, my first few podcasts, my first few shows was about a situation I went through in life. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with a pimp. A pimp taught me how to do some things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was giving that game to my audience. You know what I mean? But after that segment was over, I really had nothing to say. Nigga, I just been making up shit.
Hey, bro, but the truth, if you just stick to the script with just the things that you've been through and experience in your life, because you really could, and just, you know, with the knowledge and wisdom that you had just by living almost being a half a century, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm about half 100.
You're half a humble.
Right.
You definitely could come with some into. Hey, what the hell doing over there?
Them kids, man. Hey, listen, we out here in the golf cart streets, man.
Yeah, we doing real big out in the
You know they playing Future.
Yeah.
Very old out there.
Yeah. So you want to talk about recovery in the sense of like, oh, this is not about recovery. This is you just get off your chest about your daughter.
No. I mean, we're ready to get into.
No. I'm saying you. So your daughter came and you said one of the main elements to not having a successful relationship with both ends with a man who has more than one wife is because he's talking too much. He bringing business,
right?
And the reality of it is, like, when I'm just sitting down getting time to just think and just process what you're saying, and off the top of my mind, I guess I could come with that old adage here when people get married, some of the advice that the older and wiser relationship people would say to you, it would be like, keep your married business in your house.
Word.
That shouldn't change
in polygamy.
Right. When you got this wife and this family, that's that family, that wife and that business stay right there. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be using this wife to be a confidant against your other wife. That just they don't really make.
You know, I think some dudes do it. And they do it to bring out competition.
That's kind of, but
they do it, and sometimes it works. It's just not the way that I feel. It's not the way I've done it.
Right.
And I'm 13, 14 years in now.
Yeah. So you're 30 with one and you 15 with the other.
Exactly.
So you ain't talking. Except when we get on these podcast, get diarrhea,
I'm telling you what I guess what was funny about it, and it just hit truth because that's my daughter. She knows me, and that's the same thing I said. I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell to talk about. Like it was. I agree. Like my first few segments was like some really good, knowledge or whatever. You know what I'm saying? About relationships. That I've been
you damn sure should have a talk about relationship, but you've been in it for a long time.
Right. But I really don't. And I guess I need to really analyze my relationship so that I can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just we've been at 30. I've been with 30 years, and it's like it just happened. Like shit just fall into place. But there's things that I'm doing that keeps her there. You know what I'm saying? My other wife, been with her for 13 years. There's things that I'm doing that keeps her there. I need to analyze myself to find out those things so that I can give that knowledge to brothers who need advice in relationships. You know what I'm saying?
You don't necessarily know what you do to keep your wives there. Like you don't know what you do.
I mean, I could.
When you gotta analyze what you do to keep your wives with you, like you don't. like you been with one 30 years, bro. Like you. Like you just looked up in those 30 years?
Real talk. Real talk. I looked up and
like you don't know like some of like life happenings like cause for one thing about it, for me per se, like I don't necessarily believe in like marriage has to be forever. Mm-hmm. But I definitely understand that divorce is something that happens, and I'm not afraid or scared to say. In the sense, what I'm saying, like there's seasons for everything, mm-hmm. And people go. And so I'm saying that to say that you made it 30 years in one relationship, like obviously there are some. Cause that means because you only have a century right now, so you think about it like that. So 30 years ago. He's only 20 years old. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so obviously at 20, you're not the same person you were at 20, at 30, at 35, at 40, at 45. Mm-hmm. So that means there's evolution. And she's not the same person she was when she was 25, 30. Word. So in order to have the ability to be able to stay with somebody through the evolution of that individual, it changes because you're not the same person. You don't want to desire the same things. Like, there's a skill and there's a talent. There's something in that for you to be. There's an art to that. Yeah. There's an art to that to be able to say what was it to make sure. And that's as you and on top of the fact that y'all changed as individuals, y'all still had children. I got 5 children. Was it 5?
It's a lot of them niggas.
Yeah. All right. So so raising children amongst that, and then here he is now. All the children grown except one. Mm-hmm. These 17 is a nigga grown too.
And that's another wife child.
Right. And so, like, there had to be something like this. So I can see you saying you can analyze and say, okay, what were some of the things when we were going through, and some of the challenges that we faced, and when we were going through, and when you were going through as an individual, like as a man, I know for a fact that at 35, I was different from when I was 35 to when I turned 40. Mm-hmm. Like from 38 to like 40, 41, that's like it was a great like change, like it's a major change in me. So how do you go through that as an individual, as a man, or do you just compartmentalize that? You ain't think nothing about yourself, and you just suffer inside for 30 years, and you just did everything she wanted you to do, and you just never. You know what I'm saying? But I know that's not the case because you wouldn't be happy because you. But at the end of the day,
well, no, you hit something there, and I just realized it. 30 years in, that you, as a man who is committed to family, you forget about yourself. Mm. You forget about yourself because everything is for them. Mm. And I realized that just recently. What's going on? I realized that just recently, and I'm like, man, I really have to start thinking about me. Because but they got girls trips and tea time and all this other shit.
I don't know about you with 2 families though. I'm not even trying to.
You know what? No. You're right. But my wife told me, she was like, she I guess she had a lot of it. She was like, as you with 2 families, you are a lonely man. Because you never have time for yourself, she said.
Pause, hold on. You can't just say that real and throw it out there now. You said with 2 families, you're a lonely man.
She said with 2 families, you're a lonely man because you don't have time for you. Everything is dedicated to them, and they know that. But I'm telling you, I hit a point where it's like, man, hold on, man, I'm forgetting about me. Mm. Everything I'm telling you, like, I buy shit. It's like for them. It's for us. She asked me the other day, when was the last time you bought you some drawers?
Like they don't do it for you?
Nah, nigga. Well, what she was saying was,
I get the point she was saying.
Yeah, when that's how you did something for you,
right?
Okay, so look, I recently got into perfume and cologne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was some Tom Ford that I was really looking at. And I'm like, man, I want to get this, man, but the price is like way too high, right? But then I see one for her, and I was like, oh shit.
And you didn't care about it.
I didn't even care about the price. Nigga, I bought it. It was at the house the next day, a few days later. That's what I'm saying. Like as a man, as a family man, you do everything for them. You forget about who you are. Which I'm saying is, I gotta start thinking about me. And that's my advice to dudes, man. Don't forget about who you are.
Yeah.
Because like you said, everything don't last forever. Yeah. And if y'all happen to break up,
then you just left with the pieces, like.
Yeah, you left with the pieces, exactly. You don't have nothing to do to hold on to.
If I'm going into a marriage, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to give it
my all.
What I got by the knowledge of what I think of what it could be, what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to do what I feel I'm supposed to be doing. And if it gets to a point where this is not something that I want to do, is I can't do no more, then by all means, then feel free to not continue to hurt that person or block that person. Go do something else. Like, it doesn't have to always be just because we know it forever.
Right, so let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this recovery.
Okay.
Let's talk about this recovery and the effect or the strain that it has on your family. So first, just walk us through what happened. What are you recovering from?
Okay, I'm recovering from a brain tumor. So, brain surgery, because I had a tumor in my brain, right? So, about 2-3 years ago, I started having this vertigo, and I gradually started getting worse, and then had hearing loss, and I gradually started having hearing loss, and I was having all these different kind of symptoms. I really think my mother, I thought, you know what I mean, you know how most men do.
We're going, most men sit that shit up, because you was a family man at the time.
Absolutely.
You was working, got kids and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Suck that shit up, bro. Word, man.
And like, I don't know what this innate, like black men not trusting doctors or niggas not trusting, not going to go to the doctor. I don't know why
you don't go to the doctor.
Right? Yeah, like it's not really something that is not smart. You know what I'm saying? To feel like that. Not saying that doctors are the end all be all know everything, but they are also train people to give you some opportunity. You know what I mean? Like you should go to the doctor.
Right.
But so even at the time, so people say black men go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I heard you. Because I'm one of them. I'm one of them. So hold on, you say that to say that you was having these issues, and what made you go to the doctor then?
Because finally,
after 2 years, 3 years,
it just got to the point where none of the remedies and Dr. Google and all that stuff, it just wasn't working, wasn't computing. Mm-hmm. And then I started I just can't continue because I know that something is wrong. Mm-hmm. Like I was feeling like, to be feeling like you're underwater drowning constantly, that ain't something that's right. You know, I know that something is wrong. So at that point, it's like I gotta go to the doctor at that point. It was just too far gone. Like I gotta go to the doctor to see what's going on. And so it took about, it took about 7-8 months. Let me see if I'm doing this correctly. So I started going I started going to the doctor in maybe like April or March 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right before I turned 40. And then it took about it took all the way to March or end of February of 23 to find out what was really wrong.
Dang.
Right. So during all that time, they were doing, but I went through a rigor, like all kind of tests, all type of heart. I'm talking about, I went through all type of things. But in this time, I was only dealing with my primary doctor and then special doctors there. My primary doctor, like heart surgery. In that time, he never ever thought it'd be like it could be something in the brain, give him a MRI, anything like that. It was because of my tumor and how it was sitting. It created me to have like low blood pressure, low heart rates. Like my heart rate was down to like 40 BPM, sometimes it hit 35 BPM. And so they thought it was something to do with my heart. So I did a very extensive like super heart test. Like it didn't. I mean, I had to have a heart monitor on for 24/7 for 7 days. Like I did like all type of heart tests. They wanted to do. I had all type of EKG, all type of stuff to do just to do with the heart. And then all type of blood tests and everything like that. And then they came back. They like, bro, ain't nothing wrong with your heart. So now they stuck for a second. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, no more time come, and it's crazy, bro. I'm sitting in the lobby at one of my doctor's appointment, trying to get ready to go to another doctor's appointment, still trying to figure this out. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking to somebody else in the room overheard, another patient overheard what I was talking about, and we're like, oh, you got vertigo, you need to go to the ENT doctor, because that could be something with your balance or something like that, your ear, nose, and throat. Like that's something they deal with majorly. You know what I'm saying? And so, cause she was like, my baby daddy had that, and he was the ENT, they did that.
Wait. Were they calling it vertigo? The doctors you were going to already, were they calling it vertigo, or this was something that?
No, they knew it was vertigo.
Oh, they knew it was vertigo.
They knew it was vertigo. Okay. And my primary doctor never said anything about going to the ENT. Mm-hmm. But in his defense, is because of my vitals and my heart rate. So he automatically assumed because it was your heart. It was my heart. But then once it came back,
and it was clear.
Yeah, nothing was wrong with my heart, and they had no idea. Cause they diagnosed me like, I forget how Brady or something to do with my heart, and so they was like, so I was at a point, bro. I was at a point where they were getting ready to give me a paymaker. Right, at 40 years old. Not getting no goddamn paymaker, but I play tennis every day. You know what I'm saying? But so he got to that point, and because they were like, you don't understand why your heart ain't pumping at the rate, but ain't nothing. It's still healthy. So anyway, so the lady told me that she was like, yeah, go to the ENT. Right away, it took me some time to really like think about like, okay, maybe that should be the move. But at the end of the day, after they figured out that my heart wasn't really had no fun, I was like, so I told them, refer me to an ENT. I went to the ENT, and they did these tests on me, on my ears and everything like that. Found out I had like 30% hearing in my ear, whatever the case is. And immediately, once they did their test, they was like, you have severe nerve damage going on. You need to go get an MRI. And once I got the MRI, it came back, the doc was like, I got some good news and bad news. He was like, the good news is that you don't have cancer, so therefore it can't metastasize, it becomes something else. However, your life is still in danger because you have a tumor the size of a golf ball that's on your brain, sitting on all your nerves and everything like that. And they were just like, we don't know how you function in some cases. Your heart rate being 35, that's like cardiac arrest. like the way it was sitting was so big and had my brain shifted. Like my brain literally was shifted over to the right side.
Man, listen. I remember the picture that you sent.
Yeah.
And it was, because I didn't know that you was going through this. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think.
We ain't talking about that. We just keeping it moving.
Right. So when you sent the picture, it was like, oh shit. It was like dying. Like for real. I thought you was close to dying. Nigga, to have something like that on your head.
Right.
And it was a lot. Just to try to process you going through that. So a tumor, all tumors are not cancerous.
Correct. There's some tumors that can be cancerous, and there's some tumors that can be benign, but still cause damage depending on where in your body.
Because this was in your brain, it was causing nerve damage.
Oh, it's causing damage, right. And so I found that out, I think it's March, end of February 2000. This year. That was like right before Ramadan. It maybe like a week or two before Ramadan started. And found that out, and then it was really a week before Ramadan because I remember having to go through appointments during Ramadan. So the week of Ramadan, I was going to be coming back through Ramadan. And fast forward 5/22 of this year, I had the first brain surgery. That was a 14 or 15-hour surgery. Things weren't going right, had complications. Went back June 12th and had another 6 or 7 hour
month later.
Not even a month. Because that was 5/22, that was June 12th.
Damn, not even a month.
Right.
2 weeks later.
Right. A week later, had to come back and have another 6, 7, 8 hour surgery on the brain. Then had some more complications. This was the scariest. Well, all of them were scary in life.
Yeah.
But the most, like, the threatening part was I got an infection that, and you get an infection in your brain and hit your brain, cancel it, bro. You out of there. So I go in for the ER because my incision was just pussing.
Wait, hold on. So you didn't even go to the ER because you thought... No, you didn't go to the hospital because of...
No, no.
You thought it was just going to patch it up and then...
Right, because it was leaking, so the staples was... Where my incision is on my neck, it just... The staples that they put in, it just was... Where it was at down here somewhere, it just was... They would pop out, it wouldn't stick in enough. So when I went to the doctor, I was like, it keep leaking and doing too much. Like, I think the state was coming to loose, so I just went to the doctor so they could go ahead and just clean me up, restitch together, restitch the bills I do.
You back at the house?
I'm back at the house.
Right.
But I get in there, and they like, nah, this is infection. Right. So I had infection for like, it probably was infected for like 3 or 4 days, which had to be anywhere longer than that. And got it out of my butt. But it's crazy. But anyway, so I get in there, they're like, oh no. I get in there, they immediately start moving me, NPO, shut me down, start putting me in IV. It's like, you really got ready, like you gotta go outside there, clean out this. So I went in the ER on June 30th. Brought me in there, boom, 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 boom. July 1st, I'm back in surgery. Another brain surgery, another 2-3 hour brain surgery to make sure they clean that bacteria and fix some things that they didn't fix the first 2 times. Right. And then alhamdulillah, I stayed in the hospital 10 days after that surgery, and after the 8th or 9th day of being in the hospital, the pain just uplifted, and I went home, and then it's just like, it's time to work. It's time to get it right, and here we are in the stage of recovery now. And now I'm gotta get my body back together, get my stride back, get my body back in line, and do all the different things, and gonna take time. You know, it's gonna take a lot of time having 3 major brain surgeries, but to have 3 major brain surgeries in 5 weeks and then be able right here, right now, July 24th, and I had surgery July 1st, to be talking to you and be stepping up right and you know, kind of in my right mind still, you know, it's major. And it really hasn't hit me, you know, because my body's still trying to recover and get back right, but it really ain't sat down and had the time to really, you know, process like, boy, everything I truly been on the journey, you know what I mean? Because just like right now, I'm just happy because I couldn't, from the first surgery all the way until the 8th or 9th day of my 3rd surgery in the hospital, I couldn't even really function, bro. Like I was with me. I was in so much agony and pain and just couldn't do anything, couldn't move, couldn't want to eat, I'm talking about it just was horrible. And there were times I didn't even know. And then, you know, they gotta keep going back in. They keep, you know, this ain't right, that ain't right. Mm-hmm. And so it was a time that I didn't even know that, like, what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it. Like, that's how, you know, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what they kept doing, what they kept going on. And, like, every time I was just like, man, in the middle of the night, bro, I'm on the edge of my bed and I'm crying, begging the Lord, like, if you're not gonna take the pain away, then just take me away. Mm. Like, give me like one or the other. Like, make it happen. Like, whatever it's gonna be, just let me have it. You know what I'm saying? Let me have, you take me or you take the pain, cause I can't deal, like, it just was too much. Like, I couldn't. And then I hated being so broken and so hurt and letting my son seeing me cry.
I feel
and
that. Being weak. That's it.
Like like
the weakness part.
Like my teenage son was looking, he didn't even know how to, because he's so used to daddy being, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so used to being, because I'm raising sons in Atlanta, bro. Like black men in Atlanta, Muslim dudes, like it ain't no time to be soft, bro. Like it ain't no time. Like I get that there's beauty in having emotional intelligence and know how to handle your emotions, stuff like that. Like him seeing me break down and be weak, I know it did something. And it did something to me, because like, you ain't never seen your daddy be like me.
Yeah, that's one thing I hate. That shit. Like,
yeah. So,
you know, they say getting old ain't for punks, right?
Right.
And you know, sometimes you just have those weak moments where you think about, oh fuck, let me sit up. This shit ain't hurt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You just stood up. So I know what you talk about. And it's not only your children, it's your wife too. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know, you know, that had to do something to her also.
Absolutely. Like we talked about, like she said, like it's a wild
It's a wild what?
Two people's story. Because she's like, my story of watching you go through it and seeing it go through is completely different than
from you going through it.
Actually being through it, going through it, and where I'm at. Like,
yeah. Shit.
Like, because things that she recalled and things that she said about certain situations, I can't, because I was so out of it, or I was in this position, I can't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, yeah, she definitely, but you know, she definitely held it down, did what she had to do, man, and you know, the major part, the reason why I'm going to sit right here and do this podcast after that third surgery. And then the third surgery, they really did, they had to do that. Well, they brought in a specialist that third time.
What made the third time? Why would they bring a specialist the third time?
But I it's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if they brought the specialist in the third time. I don't know why they didn't do it the first 2 times.
Or at least the second time.
At least the second time. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Allah knows best. It is what it is. Like, but alhamdulillah, I ain't questioning it. I ain't looking back at it. Like, we here now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We here now. And so now we in a state of recovery.
Recovery, right.
Better recovery and just trying to really rebound.
Okay, so being in recovery, you were a very athletic dude.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
don't say nothing about tennis because you're gonna talk about tennis for hours.
We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna go crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so what does that look like? What does you getting back to tennis look like?
I can't wait, man. It's like, I all these type of analogies ran into my head, but imagine being locked up 20 years and you finally get to home and get to your girl. Like that's that's tennis for me, man. Like I played tennis the day before. I played tennis the day before my first surgery. Like that's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I played up until I couldn't no more. Like that's how. Like I can't run or nothing like that right now. I can't really do nothing too much physical. Like I'm still even trying to get my walking all the way back. But I want to go on the court right now just to stand there and just swing and somebody hit the ball right back. I tell you, it's my sport, and I play it every day. Like this is what I do. It's hard, and for me, like you know, I'm not a sit still kind of guy.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, you're not.
And having to sit still for so long for 8-9 weeks to sit still and not being able to leave the house and not being able to just, bruh, in out the hospital in so much pain. But and now that I'm at a point now, like yesterday, they just went and took all the sutures and staples out my
yesterday.
Just yesterday, took all out my body yesterday, and
they took the staples. What they did yesterday?
They took all the sutures and staples.
What's the suture? I don't know what that is.
Stitches.
Okay.
Yeah. So my brain was not my brain, but my skull, like my side of my head right here was stapled and stitched all the way down. Where the thing in my back, the stomach has staples and stitches in it, where you had to do certain elements, do certain things. And they were talking about they were like, okay. And they were talking about, they were like, okay, you're not healed. It's just time to take your stuff off. Like, you're still 6 weeks away from today for you even to be able to think about doing anything
physical.
Yeah, with, any activities, anything like that, because like you still can't lift, you still can't move because the brain's still weak, it's still open, you still gotta just, what I mean, and your body ain't there. And my body's not here. I know. I mean, my body still ain't there. They got
that swag you back.
I ain't got the swag. I ain't got the step. Like, they like, bro, you got to think you've been under 3. You open your brain 3 times.
Yeah.
And that to fully recover, they say it might take up to a year to fully get feeling back, not be numb, and for the nerve to actually get some functioning back from everything on the side of my face. May take up to a year, 6 months to a year to actually get back. Like, for my body to actually feel like it can handle some different pressures again, just to get back to where I'm at. Like, that was in my brain 3 times, bro. And it's people that I was hearing stories that's being told about, like people around who had the same surgery I have and didn't make it. Couldn't make it. It's people I know who got the tumor, and because of that age, and can't even risk getting the tumor, getting the surgery, because they would know they wouldn't make it. Wow. In fact, my physical therapist has the tumor on his brain and has the irony in that. My physical therapist who got vertigo trying to get me to keep my balance together. Can't even have a surgery.
But you got a tumor on his brain.
Got a tumor on his brain. Because he's so old. Well, not so old, but he's at an older age.
Wow.
So, alhamdulillah, man.
So go to the doctor. That's what you're saying?
You gotta, when your body is telling you something, but you have to listen. First of all, your body has rights over you. And your body is its own entity. And if you're not listening to it, and it's telling you something is wrong, it's just not smart. It's just not smart. You know what I mean? So regularly do things to check up to make sure that you're good, man. Especially you American, we living out here in these world, but you're not eating right.
You know we're eating right. Yeah, we're not eating right at all.
Man, you working in polluted places. You know what I'm saying? We living in this small city, like you know, like this thing that you got that you just not doing everything to a T to make sure that you right. So you gotta have things. You gotta have things that help you keep in check. You know what I'm saying? So
have you thought about what you're gonna do just for this 6 weeks or to a year? Because you can't be physical. I mean, like, what are you gonna do to keep yourself occupied? Like, make beats, nigga. Pursue your rap career, nigga. What you gonna do?
I ain't never had no.
What you gonna do, man? You gonna read? You gonna write a book?
I've been reading a lot. I don't know how to write, but I've been reading a lot.
You got a hell of a story, man, for real.
Yeah, but I don't know how I would be able to put that in words. So the book to make it interesting. Because anybody who's black and come up in poverty, it gonna have a hell of a story, bro.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I got one.
You do.
I got one.
You know what I'm saying? You do. But anybody who's black in America and come up in poverty, you go and have come from broken families and dysfunctional this and
I know what
drug infested is and
right. I know what crack smell like. I know what crack. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely. So
I was a little boy. You know what I mean?
I was a little kid too. Absolutely. I see you seeing loved ones doing it, like watching people who you care about.
Yeah, for real.
You don't know because you 8, 9 years old and it stink.
You don't know.
Crack stink, bro.
Yeah, dog.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, but you're right. You're right. Those we got a story.
And like I said, I've been reading a lot, and I just trying to get back on Dean, like just trying to get back on Dean and practice better. You know what I mean? And just really trying to get some real answers as to what I'm supposed to do next. Cause I don't know. I don't know right now. I don't.
So, I think most of us, all of us, are here for a reason. A lot of them nothing is just created. I don't think you just threw something together and y'all do it, you're on your own.
Right.
We're here for a reason.
Absolutely.
All of us, and especially I'm gonna say men, especially, we have a purpose here because he created Adam to take care of, to be a governor, to be. You know what I'm saying? The governor or chief of this earth. So I think not one man can do everything, but we're all good at something.
Correct.
And those things that we're good at as people, you know what you're good because it makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I think that's your purpose. Whatever that stuff that makes you feel good and you can talk about it all the time, or you see that you're making a difference.
Let me ask you a question. What gets you up out of bed every day? Like, what makes you tick?
Why you want to ask me that, man? Nah, I say that because, I'm going through some mad shit where I'm just not motivated. I go to work. That's what gets me up right now. No. I got some goals. I do have some goals.
I'm saying, what would you do for free? That you what's something that you love that much that you can do every day and you couldn't get paid for it? You would still do it constantly. Like, what is? Because for me personally, I can't really answer that question. I don't know what I would do. Like, I can, of course, I could play tennis all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a multi-millionaire, I would be on the tennis court.
Would you teach people how to play tennis?
I could. Once I would go get some certifications. I like to go get some certifications or something like that. But I'm saying, what gets you up? Like, what can you do every day?
I say I'm not motivated, but when I'm not motivated to do, I create. I like creating, writing books, writing.
So maybe you're not motivated. You have a block right now, a creative block. Right?
I guess that's what it is. Because I'm motivated about other things, though. You know what I'm saying? To get some stuff in my life that I feel that I should have been had. But I'm half 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be half 100. So So I'm motivated for that. But as far as what I feel my purpose is, I'm just not motivated to write. I'm not motivated to shit. Get up. I like doing podcasts. And I like doing podcasts only because of what's said helps other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they benefit from the knowledge that we share with them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like doing podcasts. And I guess that's why I like writing too, because my passion, I love Islam. And when I write, I put things in my writing that's going to educate people about what Islam is, especially what it means to me.
Right.
And I'm just not, I'm not there.
Is it because like there's a blockage, you just got other focuses, and you don't really have the opportunity to really focus on
time right now? Yeah. There's other stuff that I'm working on is going to take some money, so that's why I'm working all the damn time.
Everybody's number one sole purpose is to worship Allah. Cool. Then after that, what does Allah want you to do? And for me, I haven't really gotten that or found that or know what that is yet. So I'm still trying to get an answer or figure it out. Cause one thing anybody know how to do is put your head down, close the door, go get some money. Like, I know how to do that. But what about a purpose now? It's something that I can feel. Cause like you say, all men do, we think about you go to work, you go to work, you go to work. And that's cool, but what about doing something that's fulfilling you and making you have joy so you ain't always suffering? Because when you suffering and you have stress and you're not happy, you're not joyful, and even though you compartmentalize and you try to suppress it, it's still gonna come out in ways. It's still gonna manifest in a way that's just not healthy in some way. Like your kids might get cheated in some way, your partner might get cheated in some way. Like, and then your body might start internalizing that and breaking down on you, and you start having health issues because you're not allowing yourself the freedom to be you. You always happen to be somebody else. You always in character. You always got a mask on. You always got your representative going on. A certain element just because you just don't have something that you're doing every day.
So wait, hold on.
Yeah, I might be digressing something different, and I might be talking crazy too.
No. You hit something there where I don't know. So do you think that maybe this whole thing was to slow you down so that you can spend more time with kids and family?
I definitely think everything was to slow me down because I didn't really realize how hard I was going. I didn't know how much, even though people try to tell you why you got down, you know what I'm saying? But you wild and free, you wild. You going fast ahead, you got down fast and free, number 13. Mm-hmm. You gotta find a way to get that curveball. But when you out shaking and driving in, you ain't into that shit. If people ain't talking to you how you want to hear if they ain't rocking with you, you ain't trying to hear that shit.
Man, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy you say that because I just said, well, I ain't gonna say I cursed out, but I was like, why would you say some shit like that? Why would you say that? The other day, she was like, you're working too much, you're gonna get sick. Why would you say that? Why would you say I was gonna get sick?
Because you're a manufacturer on me.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Right.
Okay, well, take your vitamins. Thank you. Huh? Thank you.
Because really, that's all you should have said. You want to take some vitamins, just say, hey, take your vitamins because I care about you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't go to the extreme. Probably put that shit on me like that.
If they ain't talking how you want it, you want to hear that shit, bro.
I want to hear that shit, bro. And so for me, in this time so far, realizing, and other thing too, I'm a summer guy. I'm a summer baby. I'm a summer guy. I love to be outside. I love, man, the hotter the better. I'm outside. And I just, you know what I mean? I want to be outside. And for this to happen during my favorite time of year, my favorite season, and where I'm always just something down, I see what I see. You know what I'm saying? For it to happen right now, it's definitely significant or something.
But a lot of stuff you said, I can really take and use, especially that last part about going so hard, man. Going so hard.
You gotta have a balance, man, because And things come in seasons. There are times where you it's cool, it goes so hard, but it can't be the norm. It can't be the go-to like stand genuine. And also let me say that I would be remiss if I didn't say this, man. To my community, the way that y'all have showed up and showed out and support completely overwhelmed and unexpected. I had words really can't express. There's nothing I could ever do to like show the gratitude and appreciation. The way that y'all showed up and supported and held things down, like it's amazing, bro. And the thoughts, the prayers, the support, the help, the food, the money, everything that y'all had done for the family, man, like it's the reason why I'm still here. Because that energy, them prayers going up, it changes y'all like major, bro. And I really from the bottom of my heart, man, like just thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all very much for everything that y'all doing, because beyond, like I can't show up beyond what you would think they'll show up for somebody, just little old me. You know what I mean? Just regular old me.
I seen it, man. I seen it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 100 people in it, just waiting down there 1 minute surgery, 13, 14 hours, 8 and 9, 3 times. Like, this is what y'all been doing.
I seen T.I. in the picture down there. I did. I saw you T.I. down there.
He done that traveled up with my granddad in there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But thank you. I thank y'all so much, man. Y'all been amazing. Truly amazing. Truly. And my family too. Truly amazing. Truly amazing.
That's what's up, man. Thank you for rocking with me.
Hey, boy, always, boy, Amir and Nasheed, man, you know what we do.
Hey,
it's always different from what we did last time.
Our next show gonna be about staying focused.
Staying focused.
I like that because I need help with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I don't want to sacrifice it all.